Hello? There we go. Hey everyone. No one's here yet. Hi, I'm just going to stream. This is another experiment. I'm still figuring out how this works. Let me find a link for this video so I can share it. Bear with me while I... There we go. That's it. Okay. Now I am... Alright. Very good. Now I'm in kind of Inception where I'm watching myself. So let me turn that off. Alright, thank you for yours. Okay, now I'm going to tweet. This is for the benefits of just the people rewatching this stream, because no one's here yet. Alright, okay, I'm just going to tweet it really quick. Cool. Alright, now let's see if this works. Whoa! Cool. Alright, so... Hey everyone, my name is Cathy G. Johnson. I'm a cartoonist, printmaker, and educator. We're all stuck at home, and so I started doing this for fun. Yeah. I distracted myself trying to figure out if I'm doing everything right. I think I'm doing everything right. I'm sort of excited. I got a new setup. I figured out... So before, in my previous 2 live streams, the first one went really cool, and then the second one, the quality was lower. So I'm thinking with this new setup, I've got this like cool like little... Whoa! Like I'm a real professional person who knows what they're doing. I'm not at all. But so... I had that set up. I figured out some settings on the GoPro because I'm still using the GoPro. I've got that set up. I figured out how to do switchies through this thing, which is cool. And so I'm just going to doodle in my sketchbook. And yeah, that's just for fun. Because what else are we doing here if we aren't just having fun? So I thought, so this is a sketchbook that I've had, I don't know, I've had it, maybe a year? Well, I probably dated it at the beginning. Yeah. I've had it, a year. Since 2019. There's some stuff in here. So I did a lot of quarantine sketchbook at the beginning of quarantine, mostly for the benefit of like mental health. I find sketching in my sketchbook to be really relaxing and really beneficial. So you see, I mostly start when I'm doing quarantine sketchbooking without any idea of what I'm going to do at all, pretty much. Because it's just a way to relax the mind, right? I think it's a way, I think a lot of us at the beginning of quarantine, here's a little self-portrait, I think a lot of us at the beginning of quarantine were trying to figure out how to do anything, period. Having a hard time focusing. It's still a hard time. I think we've just gotten kind of used to it. But so I just decided that sketchbooking without any sort of pressure on myself was a way to sort of unlock the stuff that was stopping me from working on my art projects, really. And so I did this sketchbook for, I don't know, pretty much every day for maybe a month. Just doing anything that I wanted to do. And then it unlocked, it worked, right? So it actually unlocked the stuff that I wanted to unlock. It got my pen and my brush flowing again, and it helped me actually start working on the projects that I wanted to be working on. And so I walked away from it, pretty much. Not walked away. I closed it and put it on the shelf next to me while I was working on projects on my desk. No need to be so dramatic. So, like different medium experiments. I love working with different art materials. I have tons of art materials that are like surrounding me in this studio. Yeah. So I think what I'm going to do, there's some notes in here, because I've been in lots of webinars, so I'm sort of looking at the notes, making sure nothing too personal shows up on camera. Yeah, so I think I did this pretty solidly for a month, and then I started working on the actual projects that I wanted to be working on, and then I stopped working on it. So, but now I just finished. So in my other live streams, I was sketching some comic pages for a pitch I was working on, and now that pitch is done. So it's out. My agent has it, my literary agent. She's pitching it for me to editors. So it's out there, it's done, and now I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to work on next. So I figured I would do some sketchbooking. And then I was like, I'm trying to figure out how this live stream things works. And so I had this all set up. Basically, I had this all set up. Like, you know, there's a camera here. Hello. I have my ring light here, so I'm lit nicely instead of basking in darkness. So it was all set up because I just did a library workshop, because I do a lot of library workshops. Virtual workshops with different libraries around the country, doing kids' comic book drawing workshops, and they're like so much fun. I was kind of having a crummy day, and then I did a library workshop with a bunch of kids, and then my day turned around and it started being awesome. And then I was like, I love this. I have this all set up, so I'm just gonna live stream. I don't know. It's not a grand scheme. I'm just living my life, man. I don't know. Not overly complicating anything. So I was gonna draw, and I was thinking of drawing anyway, and then I had this all set up, and then I was like, alright. I've been trying to figure out, because I downloaded this this software, OBS software. Look, at any actual streamers who see this, I'm so sorry. I don't know what I'm doing. Period. So I finally downloaded this, and then I was like, oh, I downloaded it like weeks ago. And then I was like, oh, I need to figure out how to do this. And so I had it all set up, and then so here we are. I'm really exploiting myself well. I hope you guys appreciate it. By the way, I do have a chat open. I can see if you guys chat. If you're around. Hello. You may chat with me. But also, here I am. I'm just going to paint. I was going to do it anyway tonight. Might as well paint with you guys. Alright, so how can I make it so you can romantically see the paints? Ooh, how's that? Ooh, beautiful. Okay, so I have... By the way, so here's my jar for my paint. I collect basically every jar in the world that crosses my path. So this is Trappist. This is local monk. Local monks, actual Trappist monks, make these different jams and preserves in their abbey, and you can go visit them in Spencer, Massachusetts. I've gone. And then you can go hang out with the monks for a day while they make their jam. It ruled. I was like, is this the 1600s? Is this the 1500s? Is this the 1400s? I don't know. Monks are making jam again. And they've never stopped. I actually think I'm being rude. I actually think they are sort of a 70s Abbey from the 1970s. Um, don't quote me on that. You know, if any Trappist monks are watching me out there, um, let me know. Put it in the comments if you're a Trappist monk. So another thing about, man, I bet my laptop is like so, this fan is like whirring away right now. I'm so sorry. Um, I bet it's very loud for you guys. So what I was going to say is one of the problems with um, live streaming on YouTube rather than Twitch. You know, it's funny because I'm not sure. You know, Twitch is owned by Amazon, so I'm like weirded out by that. And I also had already made this YouTube channel because I did made this YouTube channel because I was making videos anyway. This is the big secret. I was making videos anyway for my kids, my students this summer. And so I was like, and also, like, I feel like every teacher in the world suddenly has to become an expert in tech. Like, all of us were like, look at me, I'm such a traditional person. I love, not traditional values, but I like traditional art media. And I just love traditional art media. So I was like, what? I need to figure out tech? Because, like, suddenly we were all teaching um, remotely, you know? And I was like, oh my god, I need to figure out how to make art look good. You know? Like, I was like, how am I gonna make... Like, my laptop camera, as lovely as it is, can't capture art on a desk, you know? Oh, hello! Thank you for coming! Hi, Lily. So, like, I was like, I need to figure out how to get a better camera. I need to figure out all this stuff that I've never figured out. So I was making all these videos anyway, and then so I was like I know, because I think I made the YouTube channel in April, I want to say. And so I was like, I know this is going to happen. I know that all teachers are going to have to figure out how to do stuff digitally. And so I was like, I'm going to be making videos. I know that's going to be the case. Let me figure out a way to also share them with people. Oh, Lily says the fan isn't too loud. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It's nice to have people on the outside. So I was making these videos anyway. I knew it because I sort of saw it in the stars. And so I was like, I'm going to make a YouTube channel because I'm going to be making these videos anyway. I'm going to have this equipment anyway. I have a ring light. I have this thing, this camera, which I think you can see. Okay. Yeah. Here's my little GoPro. Yeah. So I was like, I'm going to do this anyway. I may as well figure out a way to share it with others. Because I'm not really into exclusive stuff. I'm not really into elite stuff. I'm trying to keep stuff secret and private. I wanted to share it. I usually try to share everything I do. Mostly it's a secret if I'm trying to publish it. But then eventually it won't be a secret anymore. You know. So I was like, I'm going to make this YouTube channel. I'm going to figure out how to make everything I do with my students free for everyone. And so that's why I have a YouTube channel. It wasn't too Calculating. I'm not a particularly calculating person. I'm just trying to make stuff. Anyway, so now I'm streaming on YouTube. This is all to say I can't play music. That's why I went on that tangent. I can't play any music because it'll get copyright stricken. That's something I learned on my first experiment with going live. So my recommendation is to play your own music. I was going to do that. That's why I have headphones in. I haven't yet. I'm going to, though. So here's the thing. I have this lamp over here. It's over there. And it's casting the shadow. That's not too... It was fine before. The light... The sun went down. Now I'm getting less lighting on that side. How much of a YouTuber am I going to become? How many lights am I going to own? I have 5 lights on this desk right now. Why is there still a shadow? I don't know. I'm just a lowly art teacher, artist. Why do I have to become an expert on scenic lighting? It's not what I wanted in life. Let's see, maybe if I move this. So play your own music. That's my suggestion. I'm going to play my own music. I'm going to play Mitski for myself in my own ears. So if you want to listen along, you can go to probably mitski.bandcamp.com. I believe I played Mitski before. I like her a lot. She's a good one. If you have any questions for me, feel free to put them in the chat. I'm just sitting here, painting. Eye full of my armpit hair. Yeah! I don't know. It's like looks so dark and it's like so bright in real life. I really truly like just do not know. I have no idea. It's like what is there? Like it's so bright. Now my face is in the darkness. Is that better? I have no idea. That's another... I'll chalk that up to something I need to work on for next time. How do we do image adjustment? Oh, if I remember correctly. What was it? Oh, she's cute. What I don't understand is why there's such a big ding-dang shadow. I'm sure this is really fun. This is such a fun live stream, watching me talk about how annoying lighting is. And looking at my armpit. I know you like that part, though. That's better. Let me tell you about these paints I have. I love these watercolors. They are from Kremer Pigment. They're German. They're really interesting because they actually are kind of powdery when they dry. So they actually are kind of gouache. They got that nice light, the bright colors, like very, very vibrant. They're very vibrant colors. I don't do a lot of mixing with this palette, just because all these colors on their own are so cool. This, I asked for this for Christmas years and years ago from my family. Years ago. Back when asking for Christmas presents isn't weird. Now I'm 31. Asking for Christmas presents is a little weird. So I learned about this on Tumblr. Hi, thank you, Alejandro. Very nice of you. So I learned about this on Tumblr from someone who works for Disney now. She works on she worked on Frozen. She was probably working on Frozen when I followed her on Tumblr, to be honest. Frozen probably took forever to make. How long did Frozen take to make? 25 years. But I learned about this watercolor set from her, And she had such beautiful, hi Laurel. She had such beautiful colors, such interesting layering. So I wanted to get the same watercolor set as her, but I actually have, I don't know, 20 different watercolor sets. Thank you, Laurel. So, if you're just joining us, I can't play music because we'll get copyright stricken. So, if you want to put in your headset, your headphones, start listening to your own music. We're listening to Mitski if you want to get down with that. You don't have to. No rules. But that's why I just my quiet voice in this video. Because it's not copyrighted. It is copyrighted. My voice is copyrighted to me. Laurel agrees that Mitski rules. This is not alcohol, this is kombucha. I run a family-friendly channel. Be the Cowboy is good. I am listening to Be the Cowboy right now. Lonesome Love just started. I also have it on CD. I have a bunch of her work on CD, Mitski, but then I've also bought the MP3s off of Bandcamp, so I've double supported her. Also because I guess I was too lazy to take the physical CD and burn it onto my computer. But also just gave Mitski more money. She rules. Hope she's doing good. This is very primary right now. Let's get some blue, dark blue in there. Thank you, Laurel. Laurel says I'm good at supporting artists. Thank you. If you want artists that you love to keep making work for you, you should support them. So I have a couple of these little So it's the wire from my camera. I'm so sorry. When I readjusted, it's gotten into my frame. Okay. I got a couple of these little Winsor Newton half pans stuck in here. So these aren't Kramer, these are Winsor Newton. I think they're in there because I don't like them. And I didn't want them in my other watercolor set. So I removed them and put them here. Let me see. Where's my other little guy? Here's my other little guy. So this is a watercolor set that I made myself. So this is just an empty tin. It's not made by any specific company. And so here are, so these are a bunch of half pans. Some of them are Winsor Newton. Some of them are Mission Gold. Some of them are just some tubes that I've had. I've got some watercolor tubes of liquid watercolor that I think were inherent. Like I found them in the trash. I've had them for so long. But that's some of this white is from, and I actually love this white more than this white. This is the Chinese white from Mission Gold. Whatever this mysterious white is, I actually love this one the most. And then, so here is some Mission Gold, some pan watercolor from Winsor Newton, and some are just from liquid Winsor Newton that I then put into a half pan. So this is my grayscale, obviously, clearly, this is my grayscale watercolor set that I made myself. So I got all my blacks on this side. So Mars blacks, Ivory blacks, and a lamp black. Clearly Ivory black is my favorite. And then, so I have 3 different variations on that. And then here's all my grays and some whites. So I got some Davies gray, some yellow gray, some other things. I really like the Mission Gold. So, okay. Winsor Newton was sort of doing this weird dispersal thing. I don't know, are we going to get into it? Is this the watercolor section? It was doing this like kind of weird dispersal thing that I really was not a fan of. So it was like, let me see if this is the one that does it. Yeah, you see, it's got kind of this grittiness that I really was not happy with. But the Mission Gold was like creating this nice smoothness to it. That, okay, can you see this? So you see the way those pigments are kind of bunching up here? And the Mission Gold was being so smooth. I was like, so, and then I ended up wanting to replace all my watercolor pans in this set with just Mission Gold because it was like such a beautiful, just the way it was laying down. And part of it is you can't really judge these watercolors on the quality based on this thin sketchbook paper. It's kind of weird. But it still did what I didn't like it doing on other papers. So, Laurel is telling me, recommending a watercolor Schminky. Never heard of that one. Try some. Although I'm kind of maxing this set out. I'm actually wicked happy with this set. It's really doing what I want it to do on that secret art project I can't tell you about. Someday. I'm just really happy with it. It's interesting, this Mission Gold. So what you can do is you can buy empty half pans or regular pans of watercolor. It's really just tiny pieces of plastic. You can buy them, and then you can buy buy liquid watercolor, and you can put them, you can just squeeze them right into the pan, and normally, that's what's happening here. And normally, it dries. But the Mission Gold Ivory Black has not dried. It's stayed viscous, which I don't mind. I don't really care. So it's nice, but it's supposed to dry. Maybe someday I'll regret my choices. But right now I don't. Schminky. Thank you, Laurel. I'll try that. Clearly I will buy any watercolor because in my head it'll solve all my problems. And which is funny, art supplies is one of those funny things where you're like, you should be able to make beautiful art with anything, right? This past week, I have been making so many puppets. I made a bunch of puppets. You can see them on the Twitter for Comic Art Ed. Comic Art Ed being my educational work. I have an educational Twitter on my Comic Art Ed Instagram. I have all the drawing photos of the puppets that I made this past week with my Puppets Camp. Because I get to do cool stuff like teach Puppets Camp. Live a good life. I was doing all this stuff with Crayola washable markers. I was like having such a good time with Crayola washable markers this past week. So what I'm saying is you should be able to make beautiful art with any materials that you can, right? Every art material should be able to create something beautiful. You can make beautiful stuff with anything, right? However, sometimes it's also true that getting the right material and not struggling with something that you had been struggling with because of the way the paper is working or the paint quality is. Thank you, Laurel. Laurel's complimenting my puppets. Thank you. Sometimes solving those issues, sometimes getting something different will unlock something, and it's amazing. So I was having this issue with these Winsor & Newton watercolor pans with the way the pigment was bunching, which maybe no one notices but me. Oh, I hate it. I hate it. I should just pull them out of this. See, these pans just come right out. These pans just come right out. I'm struggling with it. So they come right out, so you can just put in whatever you want. I should take them out. But maybe someday I'll want my pigment to disperse in weird ways. I should just replace it all with Mission Gold because I know it's working for me. Or maybe Schminky, as Laurel suggests. But you're probably thinking, with watercolor, why bother? Why bother getting white and gray when black can be every color? And to that I say, yes, I could do it all with just one black. But is it as fun? No. Okay. So I'm thinking it's going to get loud because I'm going to dry it. I have a hairdryer hanging right off the side of my desk because I make wet stuff all the time. So. I'm sure this is a great audio experience for you. Hello everyone, welcome. We're just painting. Can you hear me? I don't know. If you want to ask me a question, ask it in the chat. Laurel says it's not very loud. Thank you. That's amazing. Can you hear me? Am I loud? Oh, no. You can't even see what I'm doing. So you see, after I dried, all my black has actually gotten a lot lighter. I'm gonna check Twitter. Now I'm worried people are tweeting at me. You tweeting? Bless. Thank you, Laurel. so supportive, Laurel. So supportive. Cool. I should stop putting this in my mouth. This is from, I mean, I always put my brushes in my mouth. It's not because it's gross. It's because this is from school. It wasn't even originally mine. Oh boy. If you're curious, this is from, the reason this is from a school, I've borrowed it from a school, is because this is real Sable, finest red Sable, like size 6. So Sable is a type of weasel. They're a living creature. So this is a real hair, and when you get real hair brushes, they don't shave the animal, they kill it. So I'm not too... There's so many brushes in the world, and if you took care of real hair brushes, they would all be around still. So I'm more into not not killing animals. And there's plenty of brushes in the world for me to use. So the rest of these are synthetic. The rest of my brushes. I think there might be some that snuck in there, but it's not really my thing. Murdering animals so I can paint a stupid picture on the internet. Not even quite sure what I'm doing, but that's sort of the point. once I start thinking about it too much, it loses its charm. We're going to be doing this for another 15 minutes. Get a nice even hour. I'm going to tweet that. Bless you all. Did I just move my image? We're learning together. Learning together. So part of why I really enjoy having different colors is probably what you can see. I just choose different colors, even though they're all gray. Just like having variety, the option. The graphic novel pitch that I'm just finished. So if you are a editor for a publisher, holler. I'm sorry I said that. Get in touch with my agent. But that is in black and white. Oh, thank you. Laurel says congratulations on finishing the pitch. Thank you. It's weird. You work hard. It's probably been years in the making. You work really hard. And then you create this very short PDF because you don't want it to be long. Trying to summarize years of brainstorming, of thinking, of creating. It's kind of funny. It's nice. I don't think it's bad. It's interesting. It's an interesting process. But now you would just wait. You know? Hurry up and wait. But that's in grayscale. So been doing a lot of grayscale watercolors. I think I posted a couple on my Instagram. Cathy G. John. No sun. Just watercoloring right next to my expensive laptop, just in case I wanted to tip my watercolor paint right into it. You know. So if you were listening along, that Mitski record should have just completed, as it did for me. So I'm going to play something else. For myself. So, as I've repeated before, we can't listen to music together. You have to listen on your own. And we're listening to Mitski. You can go to our Bandcamp and get that. We're just going to do 10 more minutes. I'm going to be honest, once I turn off the camera, I'm probably going to keep painting. But it's just nice to have an end. Maybe I'll watch a movie. You know, the world's my oyster once I'm not live streaming. I'm going to live stream more often. So subscribe so you get those notifications. I'm not super big on telling people to subscribe because I think it's it is just a tactic, just a advertising tactic. The more social media you subscribe to, the more you can be advertised to. But also, if you genuinely just want to join me while I'm live streaming, because I thought YouTube was a bit more accessible than Twitch to younger audiences, which is important to me to keep my content all ages. So subscribe and you can get the notifications and you can join me. Because I think this is looking good. I think this works. I think this setup is working. If you have suggestions for me, let me know. You can tweet me, Cathy G. John. I don't have a lot of followers, so I'll probably tweet you back. I'm not so big that Twitter is no longer a way I make friends. Sometimes you get too big and you can't make friends anymore. Come at me. I'll be your friend. Laurel, I'm not sure what way ahead. Oh, did you subscribe? Oh, thank you, Laurel. That's nice of you. So, you see here, this Davies Gray, Winsor and Newton. I love that. It's the black I'm not quite sure on what I like, but the Davies Gray. Oh, don't worry, I got 2 more stashed in a drawer behind me in my studio. Thank you for subscribing, Laurel. It's nice to hang out with you, even though I can't see you. Because I was afraid. I have stashes of Davies Gray behind me because I was afraid of not having it anymore. Yeah. I imagine my live streams to be like, if you're working in your studio and you want to just have a studio buddy, come on down. Join me. I also just want studio buddies. Alright, I gotta finish this painting though. We got a few minutes left here. I might go over like 1 minute. I want to finish. So this is that gray. What kind of gray is this? It's beautiful. Oh, this is the Mission Davy. Is it the Mission Davy? Look at how lovely this gray is. Does this all just look the same to you? Am I just a weird gray fiend right now? I thought this was going to work, but it's not. Really. Alright. Yeah, I don't have a hairdryer in my actual bathroom. I only have a hairdryer for my studio. Alright, so here are the finished pages. Like this guy. And this other guy, it's all dried up there. Yeah, this guy needs work. Excuse me. I've got to work on this guy. It's important. I got 2 minutes left. We can do it. We can do it. Gotta finish up this dude. This is unacceptable. So you see these watercolors, these Kramer's watercolors? Oh, they have such a nice opacity to them. That's what's, they're very unusual. They're very strange watercolors. I wouldn't get this for your only watercolor set. They're weird. But just sitting here burping on my live stream. Alright. Let's finish it. Alright. There we are. Hi, Ivy. Thank you, Ivy. Ivy says that I look like a character from Battlestar Galactica. named Starbuck who paints like this and also looks like me. That's very nice. It's like such a nice compliment. No, I've never seen Battlestar. I do, you know, I'm not a big fantasy person. I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. But sci-fi, I got a soft spot for sci-fi. I've seen like a lot of Doctor Who and stuff. If I was going to watch anything, it would be sci-fi. Alright, so here's the final paintings. We have one in color with the Kramer pigment watercolor set. And then we've got grayscale with my own watercolor set that I created. Cool. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me fix this lighting. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm gonna live stream some more. So please subscribe if you're into that and just hang out with me. I'll just be on the chat. It's fun. Let's not be lonely in this time where we have to quarantine from each other. Let's reach out. So thank you so much. Alejandro has also recommended Battlestar Galactica. Or TNG. What's TNG? The Next Galaxy? Is it Star Trek? I think it's Star Trek. I'm trying to say bye and now I feel guilty. The Next Generation. That's what it is. Next Generation. Alright. Bye, everyone. I'll see you next time. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.